Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Big Massive Podcast, and we're delighted to bring the best of West Belfast this time. Comedian Paddy McDonnell, boxer turned comedian Tommy McCarthy. How's it going, lads?
What's happening?
Do you know what we were talking about before you came? We're chatting about we curse too much on our podcast.
Shouldn't curse.
We're having the same problems. I keep saying every week, Tone, we're going to have to stop cursing because it's bad for the algorithm, but then once you get going, it's like, fuck's sake, fucking.
Do you know what? Like, I've always been bad because every job I was in
sites
entailed fucking cursing. So I would have been in, like, I'd have been in her ma's house and she'd had all the wee women from the chapel in, and she went, Paddy, I was telling them when your daddy does this, and I'd go and go, oh, my dad's a fucking river, fuck, it's a barracks of a job, so it is. For fuck's sake, you freeze a baldy every morning about it, and you don't, and once
it's silent, you don't even realise they're in the sentence.
It's just part of your
cunt. My wee girl, she's only 9, she's heard cunt millions of times, like.
I thought you were going to say she's a cunt.
Well, I think it's
my wee girl 9, she's a cunt.
She's a wee bit of cunt.
All my kids are cunts.
How many have you got?
Fuck, 2 million.
You see, like, with an Irish accent curtain, it's not as bad because it doesn't sound as, like, vulgar as some are, like an English person thing.
Scottish get away with it too, don't they? It's like fuck.
They get away with it when you listen. We listen to it, it's funny. Anything in the Scottish accent is like, fuck you big fucking cunty.
Comedians fly. Scottish comedians
just fly. It's because it's the twang.
But I was saying to Boiler, like, it's more working class. Curses sounds worse than, like, I was saying get us nulls, they say fucks, it sounds nice. It sounds
like when Shane says it, you go, whoa,
settle down.
What? I used to do a joke about, like, one of my first jokes was like the time I got my finger bit off, we were in court, and that was actually my first gig because I was in court that morning. That was the start of the court case, and the judge had to read out things that was said on the night, and she was like
I literal.
So she had to say what was on the page. So she was given a statement from. It's like, this statement comes in from Sean McCafferty from West Belfast, and it says on it, this man bit his fucking finger, and I shouted at him, "What the fuck are you doing?" And it was in her, and I'm sitting in court going,
brilliant.
It was funny, like.
The cops used to do that too. Anytime I was lifted and you were arrested, and then they sent
Did you get lifted, did you?
A few times, Patrick.
What did you do?
You weren't lifted, you were heavy back then.
I was too fat to be lifted right now. I was rolled. Roll him in, bring him in. Open the back of the ambulance.
Like your woman in fucking
Charlie on the chocolate.
Purple. She was purple.
That was orange. But they just do type out the interview. But theirs was all proper English, no their questions, and mine's all like, you know what I mean, lick, fucking lick.
I done an interview one time in English, cunt, and they couldn't use it. It was for like Channel 4, and it was over in Queens, and your man sent me it, and he was like, I'm just sending you this because there's parts of it we can't use, and I was like, what part of it? And we done like an hour interview, and he says we can use 3 minutes. But it wasn't the swear, because what I kept saying was, every time you asked me a question, I was going, you know what I mean, like? You know what I mean, like? But see if I'd done it, you know what I mean, like, counter, it was like thousands of them. It was just like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean, like?
And it just, it's the end of the sentence, you know what I mean, like? Yeah. It just fucking rolls out. It doesn't
like a full stop.
It doesn't mean anything.
I must have been nervous or something, and it was my way to just go on to the next thing.
Did you not do a pod where you counted the fucks? And
I was on stage.
On stage, and that's one of the things I try and get away from. Yeah. What do you like with cursing on stage?
I try not to as well, but once you get in the swing of things, it's hard to stop
the rhythm.
But like,
you know what I mean, like?
Know what I mean?
But definitely on the podcast, we always try. We're going with the mindset. We're going to try and limit the cursing because, like, the less cursing it is better for the algorithm. You get
stuff out there, but the auto too. I have to be told every time I'm well loud, so people will be listening to normal levels, and then when I'm laughing, they're fucking turning the radio down, or they're fucking out jogging.
That's going to happen today, I think.
I need to do that.
There was a girl that she was a midwife listening to our podcast, and she would have it on when she came home, and everybody would be in bed sleeping, and it'd be dead quiet. Me and Willie just talk normal like that to her, you're in the van. The next minute it'd be like, it's all over the house.
That's the exact same way. Cursing and It's just more or less our podcast, 118 fucking episodes.
But there's something funny about cursing too. Like,
It's not. I think you can overdo it, especially on stage. There's some people that.
is it low hanging fruit?
What do you mean?
Like, is it an easy one for cursing just to be funny?
I think it's a nervous thing. I
Yeah.
think it's just a roll into something else, and then you don't realise. It's like if you're telling a story on the building set, or with the boy, your story you tell in front of women in your family compared to 4 fellas standing in a bar.
And your tour was on the tools.
Yeah.
And on the tools too, so it's going to be that crack,
Yeah.
that banter. So you're going to be a cursor, am I?
So it is, but you're right in what you're saying. It's sort of one of them things where it's just you just say it. I think it's just walking in.
If you went to one of them open mics, see the PAV when they do them awards for newcomers. I would say there'd be some fucks that night if you sat and counted it. You know what I mean? When it went through 12 acts.
There'll be more fucks on it. I've noticed that comedians, the go-to line is, "It's great to be here," and I've seen acts say that 10 times on a night because
Aye.
they forgot what they're saying or they're trying to get into the next bit. So to get through it, they're going, "By the way, it's great to be here."
Or fuck.
I gotta say, head and hip.
You're opening the
It's
night,
great to
Pat.
be here.
It's great to be here. You know what I mean? Like,
You know, and I think silences are wild hard the first time you do stand up. No, you don't like, so you fill them up with fucks and bastards.
The thing about silence too, and what comedians, a silent room is actually a good thing.
Yeah.
In comedy, because what it means is, I don't mean like the whole way through.
1 hour of silence, just
like
I
miming.
I killed them.
there is an element of if you get them silent for a couple of minutes, they're into the bit that you're doing, and it's as hard to get that as it is
Aye.
a fucking serious.
But I'm on
laugh.
about when you're starting the silence with you.
Aye.
You don't like silences between your bits, or you're trying to
So
get
you're
laughs
in
all the
full,
time,
yeah.
rather than you're filling it up them way.
Fuck.
Or you know, if you've got a story and it's got a good payoff, it's hard getting through that, like a 2 minute no laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, they get, and then if they don't laugh at the punchline,
It
you're
takes, you, it takes you a while to get used to that, but then
Aye.
you do get the stage where you forget that the audience don't know. We
What's
forget. We forget.
Aye.
Like, people go, fuck. I was saying to them as our night in the first fucking live podcast is the audience don't know what the fuck's coming.
Yeah.
Even if it's a fucking dancing thing for a fucking school.
Yeah.
I've seen people out the back crying and going, oh, they're going to realise I fucked up. And they're going, they haven't even seen you dancing yet.
Aye.
They don't want, you're not professional. They're paying here to fucking help the school. They're not paying here to
Yeah.
watch a professional dance troupe. It's
Aye.
just, see if you fuck it up, it's actually funny.
That's
And
right.
plus, people mightn't even notice it, you know. So,
just on that, has anybody got to your punchline before you have?
oh, fuck off. I'd shouted it out.
Aye.
Yeah.
Sure,
On
she
the
and
left
Todd.
time, fuck's sake.
Did you remember
me.
she
He
and
didn't
Todd?
shout it out, but he fucked it. He shouted out the same time he said the
It was
punchline.
an unreal callback. It was his last tour. You know, looking under the toilets.
Aye.
That one. And he was just ready to pull. It was a massive callback from his butt. Someone in the front just. I don't know what the fuck. happened.
At the same time he went to say the punchline, somebody shouted out, and then nobody heard him, and he's just like, you completely fucked it.
Yeah.
You'll love the night, Tommy, because we've.
I've heard good things.
I have.
It's brilliant.
I got they got speakers in, so no like in-house speakers.
Oh, they're
So I thought-
upgrading. They're upgrading.
Upgrading, right? So you know the big speakers beside the stage.
You know they're making too much
I
money.
got rid of that speaker and thought I'll be able to get 5 more in.
Why not?
An extra £25. Or not?
5
50?
Aye. But why did I think moving a speaker would give me room for 5 more people? I don't know, but it's
Can
there.
you get them in?
57 seats there.
So you're hoping that they're going to be sitting on the stage, like really close.
You're
knit?
going to have faces there and there now, each sidey. But so it's good. It feels like there's more. The first time Keezy did the boiler room, I thought there was over 100 on it. And then the lights went on. I seen the walls there. I'm like, what the fuck?
Where are you? There's this new stuff, or are you in the middle of stuff? Or?
I don't even know. It's just at the time. I don't really plan what I'm going to do, and then I go up. But if the new show coming out, so if stuff in my head that's fucking churning about, it hasn't been even fucking spoke about. So I might go into that, or it might, I don't know.
I believe that too, because I was chatting to somebody else that opened. I opened for you in your tour. Big Fenton opened for you too. We were on about you need to go through your stuff before you meet Paddy, because he's going to talk to you right up to he calls your name on the stage. I'm like, Paddy's still fucking. You know what you fucking said there, grown boy? Welcome to the stage. And he's telling me an old yarn right up to him called. Then you're going, what the fuck am I talking about? Where Mickey's like you as well. Mickey goes up and then on the stage it just comes.
Yeah.
Use your regular. You're doing that many gigs too that it's all there to pick.
I called it On the Tools and On the Tools too, and how that came about was I wrote enough material. When I went to the Ulster Hall, I had 6 sheets, and I was like, fuck me, 6 sheets of fucking stuff here, that's too much. And I hadn't done the material, so it was like, I'll go out and see what I get through. And we only got through like 2 pages, so the agent went to me, fuck, well, that's next year's show. Just call it On the Tools 2.
Yeah.
And the night before we were doing the show, I phoned him and he says, what's the matter? Why are you not in bed? And I went, I don't want to use that material that I didn't use last year. And he was like, what are you going to do to him? You have a new show.
Fuck off.
And he's like, you going to do it tomorrow? And I went, yeah. And he went,
See ya.
fuck. And here was, you fucking serious? I think it's going to be great.
How'd it go?
Fuck me. I think it was the best show I've ever written.
Is it because you enjoyed it because it was all fresh?
I think so. And it was just, I believed in it.
Nah.
Do you know what I mean? I believed in the show and I just think it worked. But I do that. I would leave something and then just do it on stage and then see.
It gives me anxiety.
That's what, and there's a few you can do that. But
On St. Patrick's Day, I'd show.
Crowd work. I don't
He didn't
grade
even
anything.
have
sir.
any.
You
45
don't?
minutes. He'd not
Crowd
written
work
that.
is not that. What happened
it's
was
literally as crowd work.
I wrote a show called for coronavirus, and here's me. I need to do this now because coronavirus is fucking me off. Like we're not, and I went down to do it, and the crowd. It was like a fucking rave. So I was just basically fake me on. So I had to fuck the show away and just fucking fake with them. So I went, if that's what you just want, then that's what you're getting. So I called one for the next month and called the crowd work and just didn't rate nothing and just go out and just go, where are you from?
For an
What
hour?
are you doing? Just for an hour. And it's like fucking, he came off, he says to me, fuck me.
You don't need to write
Do
anything.
it, like, I could do it.
A text. On just the MC and sort
And
of.
there's people that
Did you
just,
see much?
well, I do the Empire every 3 weeks.
That's right.
But it's one of them ones that there's certain people only like seeing me doing that.
Aye.
Like I have people who don't like me other than that was the stuff I used to do in bars before I was even a comedian. I was called the gunslinger by my mates because see if somebody was a slinging cunt, like I would have got a phone call and they would have went, there's a cunt there in this bar and you need to come down and teach him a fucking lesson. He thinks he's a fucking gig, and I was like, who is he? And he goes, oh, he's fucking blah blah blah. Like right, and I'd land in the bar and wouldn't sit with him as an am, no stand my own, and then wait for the cunt to say something, then I go here, fucking, and then your man be like, wait a minute, you know, you'd end up crying or something.
Aye.
But so some people just like that, and then there's other people like to see me doing sets.
See the way it's like working class West Belfast. Does it not land in some areas? Like, is there posher parts of Belfast that don't like your comedy because it's
Malone Road.
Do you-
But I love that shit as well.
Yeah.
We bit of rough.
Aye.
we better slum in it. Like,
like there's people in every different type of background that do like it and some won't. Like, of course, I mean, there's going to be people that don't like my stuff, but they like give me a headpiece or something. Do you know
But you're
what I
right.
mean?
I did that at GA club last week, and I went up with new stuff because I knew it was just a GA club, and it's not. You knew it was the first time everybody's been in a comedy club. They're all cheering and all stuff that you didn't even think was funny and stuff. And
They
but
don't
then when
even
you go
know
to
the
their club,
process.
you try your best material in the club or something. Or
we done a live pod last year in the summer. We didn't open the bar, and everybody was listening, and everybody could hear anything. And it was good crack. We had wrote wee bits. Then the second one over Christmas, we opened the bar. And it was fucking
It was a nightmare.
complete bedlam. Nobody was
Was it?
listening. They were just all roaring and shouting and roaring stuff at it. It was just
Yeah.
fucking absolute. It only lasted about 35 minutes.
did you close the bar? You did the whiskey and white.
Alright, so we done ours on Friday. So but the doors opened at 7, and then the show was at 8. So everyone got the drinks in before, and then Paddy come on for half an hour, and then we done like
Did you close the bar?
closed the bar, and then
Right.
we done like 20 minutes for everyone to go and get a drink again, and then the plan was to do half an hour again with Paddy Barnes and Sean McComb, but it ran on a wee bit.
Yeah.
But they were all loving it because Paddy's stories were like so captivating, and then Paddy Barnes, we actually like more or less just-
Captivating. Woo.
Never had that. Can you say that?
Usually vulgar and offensive.
I will lose a lot of fans. Paddy McDonald.
What time was that?
Captivator.
At? What time was that?
Paddy's
If you had
story
them
for shit.
captivator guys,
Beam me up now.
Sorry, fucking-
That's the name of your next show, Captivating.
The captivator. check his basement.
Paddy's stories were good, right? And
if you want to be West Belfast, you go. Paddy's stories were sweet.
Sweet.
And then Paddy Barnes more or less just slagged him for 15 minutes. Like he didn't even really. It was him slagging us and no like back and forward. But then Sean McComb got up and he told the whole story about getting arrested in Australia at the Commonwealth Games and all the details of that. And then there was another story about him getting arrested. People love them stories. Well, people in the West love hearing what happened. Did you tip? No. But so it ran on that. But it was brilliant. Like.
So Tommy, you're a professional boxer, my
I know.
friend. Still
Still.
doing. So you're straddling both ends.
Do you know what I mean? Burn the candle at both ends. But
Straddling both ends.
Are you cruiserweight? You're
I
cruiserweight.
don't make a sound.
I know, right? Straddling and fucking
It's a gay porn. Still straddling both ends.
Thomas entered him from the rear. But
Strabane was the first wee town to have a fucking gay bar. Did you know it?
Nah.
only town in Ireland at one stage.
Yeah, that had a gay bar.
There's no gays in
The
it.
guys wouldn't drink in it.
It was all boiler.
I done a gig in it.
I nearly turned gay in there.
Did you?
Because any time I get drunk, I can go on like a chameleon, you know what I mean? I'll go on like
Aye.
my surroundings. So that was my sort of local for about 6 months, and then I was turning gay.
Right.
So it was everything but the penetration.
There's a blowjob.
No blowjobs or nothing. Nothing was
Everything else.
Everything else except for the right.
Mouth wasn't penetrated.
He was wearing one of them big red suits.
I was just fucking.
Dyed his hair blonde. I'm the only gay in the village.
One of the guys definitely says he's put it on, and then the other one, he's not gay. I'm telling you now, he's fucking gay.
How about you?
So I had to stop back off just in
Back
case.
off.
Had a
You
back
never
row.
know. See, I'm a wild man with drinking me. Nuts.
Say nah.
But you're right. Did you do a stand-up gig in there?
I done stand up
Why the
up
fuck?
the stairs on it.
Tiny.
That's small.
Who was saying? Who's tired?
And the gay bar. Wee tiny.
On the fuck?
We tiny McDonald's.
We done a gig. Me, Roy Woods, fucking
Jesus, there must have been 8 people.
Captivating.
Gary Lynch, and from Dublin, and somebody else from Dublin. I think maybe Mark Hall or something. We were in the fucking bar until about fucking 6 o'clock in the morning.
Aye. Oh, it was
a lock-in bar.
Aye.
Like
Fuck
bar.
me.
Mental. Boxing, but what's the story now where you're...
Fuck all. The police just lit the flame for me to be a comedian. So
You were on the just don't interrupt, but we met when we were
yeah,
doing
we
the
met
youth program.
before. And are you still doing it? Do you fuck?
Still doing it during the day. Are you?
Nah.
He's on the register now.
It's a different time of youth work.
As vetting come in.
And that's not the gas one.
What's the
He's making the youth work.
So what's the original about no poly that says fuck?
But we
That's
did
it,
a course. It was called
TCA.
TCA.
I'm still using that.
TCA. What's the stand for again?
Therapeutic crisis intervention.
Intervention. So it's you did it. You would have done
No,
it.
I haven't done it yet.
It's like
Fuck.
before people hit boiling point, you need to talk them down.
Yeah.
Say he's a my kid. He's done a missus. No.
But
You pull out the card.
Hey, it's something there, it's a mental card.
You're talking about the restraints?
It's it's before you need to use the restraints. So you use your therapeutic intervention.
that's it.
So it's like, no
There's
one
actually
was
2
cracking
more
up.
days about how
Aye,
you deal
but
with
that's
it
for the
physically.
restraints now.
Aye. So it's working man type of young people. But I remember
What was
I
good?
met you in that. There was a 2 days of class. And then
3
you
days.
did
It was
three.
three, aye.
And then an exam at the end, but he started messing, and so did I. So I was messing, but I wasn't learning. And then I think you were definitely learning because it came to. So your man would have says, right, take this down, no wink, wink,
Aye.
wink, more or less the
Your mum
whole
was
way
good
through
as
the
well,
3 days.
too, like, wasn't he?
Kieran was brilliant, but I just loved the messing. So when he was doing this might come up in the exam, everybody's writing it down. I was like, it was a fucking Mickey Mouse thing. Came the day of the exam and they took it fucking serious. So I cheated. But you didn't know this. So what happened was there was 30 or something in the class.
It was big,
Big class. So what they did was, rather than go, they marked them all, and they only highlighted the people that didn't pass. So out of everybody, 2 people didn't pass. But I didn't hand them a sheet, so they just thought everybody else passed and give us all certificates because they only pulled out the ones that failed.
Fuck's
They didn't check everybody. So I was away with it. Too.
That was a good
You're like
course.
fucking most people that do like a first aid course. Like I was on a first aid course, and nobody knew what the fuck we were doing the last day. Like you had to do a thing on a dummy. And I
Aye.
was sitting there and I was going, they're giving us all certificates and saying we're first aiders.
So Brian Wallet, they have all
Aye,
of
step aside, somebody down outside the bar, son. I'm here. Show your fucking
Do you know what I mean? You're going,
fire warden classes and everything. You can put through all sorts of
You're
fucking.
good.
It was good, like when I was working.
what's that BG song? What's that?
That's a 20 or 20. Aye, you're right. And you can sail through them fucking classes like health and safety and all that.
It's all a lot of bollocks.
It's just
But I
box
think
tickets.
TCA
text-
was
that's
good.
what-
Like, it's fucking.
The TCA is actually definitely good. It's your man made fucking.
No, but you cheated and got a certificate.
And I still
It's still
My-
certified.
touted on myself. I think the certificate's expired.
You'd be like the wee man turning up to take the mugway back and fucking Gremlins. You come back and get your certificate.
That would be a good way to go there, Thomas.
I
remember he's done a video.
2018.
He's done a video, didn't he?
Aye. Who was that for you? Was it?
No.
Because when you
So
start
I had
talking,
a
it says
page
that
called
you were doing
Strabanta.
the thing. Aye.
And I thought we were flying because I had 7,000 followers. I was like, fucking toil on,
That's big
listen.
enough, like.
Aye, and
That's a whole Strabant, isn't it?
Too short.
a couple of saying people in there.
How many people do live in Strabant?
Fuck.
No idea.
18,000.
18,000.
Do you want to take your shoes off, count them in your toes? Is it 18,000?
I wrote that.
We're bigger than you think.
Oh, you turned in there, fucking. That was.
Fucking Muppets.
A moomin or a fucking flump or whatever it's called. Aye, Strabant's a good place, Patrick.
It's a good place, it is.
But when did you lose the weight then, no? Because you were like, when I met you, you weren't overweight, but the sort of stuff you're putting on Instagram was like, fuck.
Man, that's what I'm saying. I've got 3 stages of clothes. I've got the stuff for the weight off, then the fatter stuff, and then just throwovers for fucking blankets.
Have you
Ponchos?
got any double XL that up or?
Do you want them? Need to turn the fucking legs up.
It's not the trousers, man.
Turn up
It's
from
the
the
duvets. Have you any duvets?
I got that fat. It was just that it fit rather than how to look.
So, is that how you started fighting then, trying to lose weight?
No,
Or were you fighting beforehand?
I was a cunt for fighting because I would have took about 3 fights or 4 fights a year and got fat between each fight
Alright.
and had to lose like 5 stone in 8 weeks
Up
or
and
something.
down, up and down, up and down.
Aye, it was no good. No good. You just stay.
No, well, I would be, well, I used to be the same, and then I got,
You still train regular?
I still train every day. I'm fat now, like, but,
Getting the kebab now, I hope.
we're getting a kebab now. What's a,
The comedy will make you a fat cunt.
Aye.
It fucking makes
Funny,
you a
there's
fat
I've listened to
cunt.
a few podcasts this week, and that's what they've been saying. Just late night fucking.
It's just cunt.
We Jordy got a spicy beef on the way to the boiler room one night, and on the way home we got another one. Just that big spicy.
Can't tell.
but my new thing is the combat is the not eat.
So what?
Skip dinner, skip lunch, because you know we're going to getting a kebab on the way home.
Aye, just eat 1 meal a day.
There was a stage of the comedy scene. I brought everybody to the kebab shop, and we were doing 6 gigs a week. You know what I mean? And then
Aye.
you don't. And then what happens is you get a photo taken at every gig.
So you literally
So
eat too much or drink
she
too
got the
much?
photos and printed them all out, man, like that. And it was like no wee book. It was like I wasn't skinny, but she by the time she got to the back, I was going, who the fuck's that stuff? And she was like, you? Do you know what I mean? I remember one day sitting at a comedy gig and I said, fuck, Mickey Bartlett's putting some weight on. And my missus looked at me and went, it's like, what? Seriously? And I went, I'm not as big as him. And I went, you're fucking bigger than him. And I
You
went,
don't
no,
see it,
fucking
man.
not.
I had mates that used to say to me, said about, see if I was that fat there, I'd put a bag over my head, and I'm looking at the mate, and he's like 2 stone heavier than him. Like, fucking, you don't see it.
It's incremental.
Aye. It's mad. Never live on tracksuit bottoms because they tell lies.
Is there any ripped comedians?
Good
Is there like
genes.
any fucking?
Shane would be a bit
Shane's a
ripped.
good chip.
But a 6 pack.
Sean Haggerty has a fucking
Oh,
shit
he's a
to him.
good, oh, he isn't.
How do you know all the good looking ones? Tell me you're looking up at this guy going, fuck, he's great.
Well, root.
I seen Shane
Tell me hard on.
put a fucking a picture up, and he was out swimming, and he was me fuck, I had constant tank, and then it was on Sean Haggerty's, and he's sitting there like that, this fucking
Shane's
biceps
like
just fucking popping out.
he's like a modern day comedian. How
Connor
do
Casey's
you
that-
do it healthily?
So he is.
Fat.
And I was like, you
You
said running
can't fit
about,
on his jeans.
Ripped socks.
running, he says about eating and drinking too much, but fucking, from my started in comedy, my drinking took a hit. Like,
You don't.
Aye.
I thought the comedians were drinking all having a crack, we're all fucking
Unless you're Mickey.
drinking water, then fuck all drinking, and then
You're
you're
right.
driving the gigs and you're driving home.
Yeah.
Shane is a great example of how to do it healthily, and you'll probably more longevity.
I know, but I think the Crohn's helps too. Like,
If,
I
but
had a Crohn's.
you'll last longer in comedy if you don't hit the drink
Yeah.
and drugs. You know what I mean?
Fuck,
Obviously.
I've literally, that's what my mates go to me. Everybody thinks you're a good crack, but you've got shit crack since.
For them,
Because they're like, you don't drink no more, you don't go out, you don't
do you know what I noticed whenever I started the comedy? I used to be buzzing after the stage, and then I'd go drinking, trying to hit that high again, and you'll
Yeah.
never do it.
Yeah.
You'll never do it. You're just fucking.
When you have a bad gig,
You're-
you're eating food, crying. Crying
And
in
your
the
nags.
fucking Chinese. Red fucking choked in it.
How
That
do
whole
you feel like the buzz after winning the fight or after comedy? People always ask me it. I think it's
I think
No
for the
comparison.
fighting, Like, I had mates that would have lost and went out drinking after it, celebrating. And I was like,
Fucking right, when they lose, they're on the booze.
but I noticed that whenever you lost, nobody cared. Nobody sent you texts. Nobody
Yeah,
done. But see, when
100%.
you win, you get everything sent to you. You're the
100%.
man and all that there. And so it's a lonely. Like, you just have to do 8-9 weeks training up to the fight where
100%.
we could die of the night and then do the night
Yeah.
and kill
That's
and
what-
get up straight away. And
That's
what's
the beauty
you
of
been
it.
nervous about more?
I haven't been nervous about comedy because...
You're not
it's
getting punched in the
something-
face.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh.
So the first gig I had done was up in the GAA club in Cold Island, and before they were going out, all the comics were all like fucking... and then I could see, like it was like being
I
in
wasn't
a
comic.
dressing room, apart from Paddy.
I was in their cupboards. I was in their cupboards.
Oh, taste, no, let's get
I was making tea in the and their woman came in. She went, "What are you doing? Are you making fucking tea? Nobody's fucking making tea."
Like what you said, Paddy talks right up until you go
Right
on
up
stage.
until you're going on, right
So I
back.
was trying to memorize maybe 5 minutes. And Paddy's talking right, I go, right, I want to look like a fruit because Paddy's the only one who was being normal. The rest of them were all like fucking had we notepads, no. And then I was like, right, this is like a boxing dressing room and people are going out
Highly
fucking
stressed.
shading them. So I felt more comfortable in it. It's a familiar environment. But I was going, there's nothing to be worried about here.
Aye.
Don't laugh. So fuck. Like,
Who cares?
Like if you're going to the fight, if it goes wrong, you're going to get
Hurt?
bothered.
We
You're
did a
gonna get
gig
hurt.
up in a hotel in Belfast. Me, you, Brona Diamond, and there was a couple of boys just starting out, and it was the same. The crack between you and Brona and me, and we were just mouthing away and all, but the other ones were sitting in their wee notebooks, just fucking didn't want to look
Didn't
at
know
us.
what was happening.
And they were, you were even apologising to one of the comedians.
George, was
You
it?
might have to close your ears when you hear us.
Because it got really dirty. Like,
God,
like I thought it was a bit much. You taking their cock. Like,
doing the propeller. That warms me up before we get on stage. I want to see all the size of the green room, Tommy. Do you want to do it?
see, I'm a fucking terrible messer. Like, no, that
Aye.
way too.
But
So-
it's good. It's bad that way. Like even just like in a boxing training room, you always need someone
Yeah.
like Paddy who
about.
can talk and know like put you at fucking
Aye.
ease with it.
Yeah.
Like we would go and do gigs with me, 4 of us in the car, and on the way home I'd go, "Here, boys, I need a patient on the motorway." And we'd stop the pace, and I'd open all the doors and pace in their car and show them my cock and all. And I didn't realise that they didn't like all that.
That was sexual harassment. I didn't realise I was a pedo.
On the back. Took me ages to get the
Walk
back
in
on.
the green room and pull the cock and go, "Yeah!" And I didn't know that until somebody sent me a clip from Colin Gaddis' podcast. He was the only one doing a podcast with him. And he was like, it's getting inappropriate. It's just every day.
All the female comedians don't like it.
There was no female community. And I said to
isn't?
my message, I went, "Why didn't you all say it?" And they were,
We're intimidated.
so they,
They'll love
You
this
look like
one.
you're enjoying yourself.
all the new comedians come up going, "How come everybody knows that your dick's like we don't?" And I'm like, I could totally stop
And
doing
then,
that.
That's what we were talking about that night. Something happened to your bag or something, or got infected, or
No, I got the snip.
that's what it was.
And I played 5-a-side. My balls went that size, and they went
Aye.
purple.
And they went
And we
black
were
and purple.
filming, and I walked in, and I went, "Lads, does that look normal?" And all of them went like that. We Jordy, I remember we Jordy going, "What the fuck?" I didn't realise till now that he looked me like outside the balls. Like,
He was like, "Oh my god!"
look like no them space hoppers.
I was like, "I'll see it Sam Fox's daddies when we were younger."
So boxing,
That's the fake game.
the fight.
So you were saying-
current cruiser
No, not anymore. Former European
former
champion.
European champion. What's cruisers?
Cruiser's 14 stone 4.
So you'd have to get down to that,
Yeah. So the minimum about 16 stone now.
right?
16 one.
So what's the plans with the fight game then? He
So I'm trying to get this big fight. We want the world title and then see what happens. But
What about you, Paddy, in the fight game? Any more fixed fights in the future? No.
Fucking hell. Straight in there, no fucking babies. What do you mean fixed?
what do you mean?
Oh, was that a real fight?
Were you down at that?
No, I was watching. I couldn't get a ticket.
Some support. I think people's your mates. Don't they?
Oh,
I don't know, like, it's always
Strabane.
people,
Is it going to go again?
people didn't get involved in fucking stuff, and then they're saying fucking things are fixed. Like,
you know what I mean, Paddy? We did it for mental health.
Charity.
Do you know what?
Do you know,
right?
I hate
See,
the people-
before the fight, right? Somebody sent me video because I didn't even know that you'd fought. You know, like fucking.
I remember you telling me we were gigging in
And
Belfast.
I was doing my podcast, or me and Tom were doing our podcast, and they says, "Oh, who's Paddy fighting? He's fighting Ronan Boyle." and Sean would say that apparently he's European kickboxing champion. And for fuck's sake, everyone does kickboxing European champion.
It's always no hotel somewhere.
It's like I don't believe in this. I see Roland's belt, I don't believe it. But then somebody sent me a message on Instagram says Roland's a good lad. He saved my life. Fucking, and he's genuine. He is a fighter. And I says I'm only joking. Looks like I know Roland. I was only slagging.
We were gigging in Belfast after you were saying that.
And then he sent me 2 videos of Roland fighting.
You forget, man. I was standing in the urinals, and we were saying this before, where somebody comes up and starts talking to you about a pod they listened to from 3 months ago, and you say things you don't even remember saying.
Were you nervous that night, Paddy?
No, I wasn't. No, I think that's. Do you know what? Fucking loads of people get in and they say things and they do things. I think I'm more annoyed at fucking people fucking slamming after. Like, do you know what I mean? People that didn't get involved. I don't know. It's just the fucking bad. Like, we fucking raised money for fucking.
Much was it in the end up?
I don't know.
Did we even get a final number?
I think it was 17 grand or something.
But it's just next time.
The stick I got after it.
Oh, it was a good crack, eh?
From that cunt there, from everybody else. He was even saying on the deck chair in Yumsnall, discuss the fight, fires, all that.
That's really a better crack for fuck's sake.
It was that bad, Paddy. I had to fucking delete the first podcast with it.
Right?
Because of that
You
cunt.
abused me.
He didn't get into fucking.
I wouldn't. I couldn't.
You ballless cunt, are you?
I would. I would have been too nervous in front of all them people. I've done the walk with the jiu-jitsu, and it's scared. It's tough. Like,
not the same.
no, not when you're getting boxed in the face. No.
Oh.
Like, there's no safety in boxing. Like, you're going straight into the fire and into the danger zone. Somebody's literally trying to knock your head off.
Do you watch boxing like on TV and stuff?
No, I'm a boxing fan, and that's why I started doing it. Like, but now I'd rather watch it now.
People don't know.
Is it still as popular?
Do you know what? Boxing, there's been a shift where the YouTubers are going into boxing, and then boxers, like me and Tyrone, are going into YouTube. But I feel it's cheapening boxing. Not that it wouldn't begrudge anyone making a few quid or anything, and it does bring like eyes to boxing, but it's fucking.
Anybody can get a fight now.
They're doing tag team boxing with the YouTubers. Fucking Jake Paul making 5 million to fight Tommy Fury, and or somebody forget her name, but she's we OnlyFans porn girl. She's fighting, and it's like. What does it mean to be a boxer?
Do you know what? Because
would you fight him, but for 5 million or a million, you'd take a head of him.
Is that Elaine Bridges you're talking about?
5 million.
Is it Elaine Bridges, the flown bomber? Is it? No.
She's actually she's not even
boxer.
a porn star. She's the fucking maths teacher, but she's got fake tits and all. She gets in the she's a serious boxer, but you know, like she gets up with the lingerie and all now for the weigh-ins. So, like, her weigh-ins are getting more views than
for anybody watching
fights.
in Scotland, she's not wearing the lingerie for weigh-ins. For the kids. Weigh-ins is kids. So the way you say that.
Oh, weigh-ins? Oh, the weigh-ins. But you know,
she was a maths teacher. He's like, whoa, no, this girl's going to get struck off here.
She's going to go straight on the register.
I know they'll be looking into her search history. But no, she is actually a serious boxer, but her weigh-ins are viewed more than the fights. Do
you know what? Because there's a big fight coming up now, Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia, and it will not get any of the views. And like that's
it'll be big in America, but because Gervonta Davis has a big following.
He does,
like a social media following.
And it's one of the fights they've wanted boxing to make for a long time. But will it get more than what fucking Jake Paul got?
No, not a chance.
That's
the most famous man in the world, Jake Paul and KSI.
Right.
They're
going to get, of course. There's more interest in that than there was. Like, you could see Jake Paul, was that who fought Fury?
Yeah.
You could see that he wasn't up to the standard when he got a box arm with him. Like,
KSI done a reaction video to Paddy, and like, Shane Todd sitting in the background, he took a picture of himself and put it up. That's how famous, though. Like, the looks, the legs.
That's right, he did one of them sitting. Did he?
The 5 brands,
do you know him, or does he just seen it?
Nah, he just seen it.
And then,
like that's such good publicity for anyone who's
like my kids seen it, and we're like, "Daddy, you're on KSI." Like my kids' mates were saying that your dad's on KSI, the first fucking video, And my kids were like, I can't believe you're on KSI. So like,
I keep forgetting too that I follow all comedians and friends with comedians, and everything comes up in your social media is comedy related. And I'm thinking it's fucking saturated with comedy, but it's just because I follow.
It's a wee circle.
Outside of that, nobody knows. Like, if you're not following comedy, you don't know anybody.
Exactly, because that's like with me. I was in my wee boxing bubble, and I thought everyone
world was
knows
a
The
big
whole
thing.
world's watching boxing.
And then once I started in comedy, you realise there's an actual scene, and there's all
Aye.
these comedians, and there's guys that have fucking big fan bases and all. And
What
it's
I've
just a
noticed
really
about
different world.
the comedy here is every comedian knows every comedian, even the real new ones know the boys doing the SSEs. Know
but
the
comedy's
boys are,
like that. It's not like boxing or it's not like football. Say you played football and you were playing in the Premier League, unless you play an FA Cup match against some fucking minnow team.
Yeah.
But comedy, you can play with the big boys
straight away.
straight away. So it's just one of them ones where, and I'm not saying that we're the big boys. I'm saying like I was only doing it 9 months and I was playing with fucking Des Bishop.
Yeah.
He was just off TV and fucking was the biggest comedian in Ireland at that fucking
Paddy
stage.
Raff opening for what do you call him over in England there too?
Mickey Flanagan.
Mickey Flanagan.
Aye, opened
5
for him in
years. I
Dublin.
don't know what I
Yeah.
mean.
But you know what? It's probably not noticeable to you, but like, see, as us watching you, there's a gap, like, from the guys that are headlining, the likes of you and all the other boys that are out there. Is a huge gap, like.
Yeah, well, it's obviously experience too. Do you know?
Yeah.
It's like fucking
1 year compared to 12.
yeah. I mean, a wee lad that's going into a hurling team or a fucking football team, you know, he'll do brilliant things and probably be fitter than the guy at 35. It's in the fucking midfield, but your man 35 is actually fucking driving the game. Do you know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
about experience too. You know, I mean, I look back when I was first doing it. You have it in your head. You're like, I could fucking do that. I could, but now I know. Fuck, you weren't ready for that. There's a reason why there's a progression. Do you know what I mean?
That's I reckon I've got an hour probably, but I'm going to wait to the end of next year. So I'm going to
Are
do
you doing
Edinburgh.
it a year just going?
This is me. I'm going 4 years now.
4 years, right?
Going on the fifth.
There's
But
no reason why you'll have an hour. You'll have.
I have an hour like
You'll
now,
have an hour.
but I'm thinking go to Edinburgh and the end of next year. Do
Right,
it.
just fucking do it. Yeah.
Just do it.
Fucking just do it. That's what I say to
Eamon's
everybody.
doing it now next
Just
month.
fucking do it. I mean, I was doing it 9 months and done an hour. Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
Just do it. Just give it a go.
Just to get it out of the
But
way.
when I look back at that hour, like it was,
Was it a benefit to you?
Do you think
Fuck
it's?
hard.
Do you not think I should wait until I have
No.
it? No.
fucking just do
just
it.
get
I
out.
get fucking ready. It's like, you know, Tommy goes to me, how long do you think I should be doing this? 20 minutes? Why? Just fucking do what you're doing. That man's fucking came along with me. He done London, the fucking Leicester Square, and it, even
got
done
it, you've-
state. And I went, you done it. Do you know what I mean? He fucking done it.
Yeah.
And I think most people have it. You either have it or you don't have it.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? You either have it or you don't have it. There is, you can have a bit
There
of
can
it.
be good
and you can-
writers.
yeah, you can improve, but
Aye.
you either have it or you don't have it. But I think you sort of see after like a year or two,
You see
you
somebody.
see what gigs they're doing, and then you sort of know.
Yeah. Many of you don't know, Tommy. If you're
So
bound
when I
to be
was
counting.
counting them at the start, I was counting them because I was going, fuck, that's me, I'm 1-0, 2-0. I got to 10-0 and then I stopped counting.
I did that same because I think, see, with especially fighting, many fights would you do a year?
Well, at my level now, you're hoping to get 3 the most, but it's like 2.
So 2 or 3 fights a year where you can do, like I get at 120 gigs or something last year. And that's
Yeah,
what I
good.
found the difference with fighting
Yeah.
this. You know, when you're going, fuck, I've done 10 gigs already. When you're
Uh,
like 10
so
fights,
that's
is
when
massive.
because then you end up like doing 2 in one night, so then I was like, fuck me, I'm lost in count. But I don't know, I would say,
Are you both comedy fans? Would you all watch comedy? Like,
I don't watch it no more.
no.
I never really
And
watched it.
I'll tell you
I
why.
stopped watching it as well. Because
I used to watch it before I done it, and I loved it. But if I watch it now, I would be sitting there not laughing.
critiquing it. Yeah.
Aye,
And I can be loving the stuff that's happening, but I'm not laughing.
you're
because
watching
I'm
the
just-
art
I'm
rather
just
than
watching it, and I don't know. I don't know if I've lost that wee end of it, and it's a terrible thing to have. I went to see Peter Kay the other week,
What was it like?
and it freaked me out the first 40 minutes of watching him. I was like,
why that good.
I'm gonna fucking leave.
Shut up.
I was going to leave.
I heard it was very divisive. Half of them loved it.
Why
half of them
divisive?
Ah.
What he
I
was
don't know,
saying.
He just he's not the way he was. 100% not the way he
Aye,
was.
bald, isn't he?
But the first 40 minutes, he's actually funny looking. It was weird looking because
He's
he had
thinner.
lost loads of weight, and he was a funny look to him. It looked like his hair was dyed, and I was like, "Fuck, he doesn't look well." And he went out, and it was just. It wasn't funny.
It wasn't
and I was
him.
like, this man used to have me fucking over and two. And then I went, you know, he's been away from it a long time.
That's what I was going to
Your
say. Do you
life
not need-
changes.
Do you not need to be...
But I think that's what people do. Like, Paddy Keelty's dad and my granddad were first cousins, right? And I used to go and see Paddy Keeley when I was a kid, and I thought there was nobody better than him. I really didn't. Like, I thought Paddy was hilarious. And he came back, and I've done gigs with him, and he's just not as funny anymore. And I think it's his lifestyle. And
Why you shouldn't talk like that about your cousin?
But I know you're. It's like them. Do you ever notice all the big singers? They can write amazing songs, but then when they get rich, they can't write the amazing songs anymore.
I think you need to have be humble. You need to be.
It's the salt sheets thing,
You
isn't
need to
it?
be
Out
down.
living on it, like.
Yeah, and what happens is you sort of like Billy Connolly. It sort of he sort of changed, but he was still fucking hilarious because he would do stories about going to dinner with royals and the driveway, and it was still funny.
He brought
his
it
life
as
changed,
real truths.
but it was funny as fuck. He was just funny bones.
Yeah.
Where Peter Kay now, when he came out and done the second half, I laughed at the second half, not fucking rolling, but I laughed. And then he done all that song shit, and I was going, and
I've heard it before.
there was 10 young ones beside me, and they were going, I don't know any of them songs. It was from the 80s.
Aye.
So what he would do is he would sing Grease till fucking Only Fools and Horses.
Aye.
It was fucking weird, but, and I was just like, this is cheesy as fuck. But, you
Do
know,
you think
see-
it's because he's not
but
on
maybe
the,
he hasn't
he's
done
not,
well as well. You know, you don't take that into consideration. Maybe the man has had a fucking life fucking threatening illness and nobody's not telling nobody.
But then why would you jump to a huge tour? Like,
because he can't.
Because he can't go back till small club. He went and done Edinburgh once, won the fucking award, and then didn't go back near it. Never done it again. It was
I heard
only to
there-
say, you
there's a
know,
lot
he was
of-
like you. He wrote that show the day before or something. He changed the whole thing.
I don't know. I don't know that much, but I know that he did fucking turn up at Edinburgh, done one run of the Edinburgh Fringe, won the Perrier Award, and just fucking went. That's it, and didn't go back again.
What is this Edinburgh crack? You all keep.
I'm getting to go next year because of
You've
a
never
mate.
heard of Edinburgh?
A mate lives
Well,
over there.
I've heard
He's
of
like-
Edinburgh,
It's a
but
city
they're all
in
busting
Scotland.
It's a
together.
city in Scotland.
They're all busting together.
We're all away,
Fucking
aren't
thing.
See, I think you go to Edinburgh, Tommy. I think you could in 3 weeks you could do like fucking 3-4 gigs a day.
I went over.
So we
I
come
went
back
over to
in, like,
Edinburgh.
So it's like a
years.
comedy, like.
All comedians. would.
It's a massive arts festival, but all the comedians sort of go. It's like a world renowned fucking comedy festival.
Number one, huh?
So what happened was, when I heard about it, I was like, oh, fuck, I need to go and do that. No, you know yourself when you just started doing comedy, you're like, I need to go and do that. So I didn't have a show, but I went over to do shows. So there was a guy from Cookstown was putting shows on, but I also messaged everybody. So I took like 17 gigs in Edinburgh a day, not realising that fucking Edinburgh's like that. It's a fucking mountain. And I was having to go from there to there to there to there. So see, after the first day, I was like, and I was
Many did you do in one day?
17.
Fuck off.
And I was sleeping on the fucking floor of Gary Lynch's
How
fucking,
long are you doing all in gigs?
like 10 minutes, 5 minutes. No,
Aye.
it was 10 minutes, 5 minutes. But
Yeah.
for 5 minutes, I was going up the top of a fucking hill to some
Aye,
bar.
it's
And then I
hilarious.
was running down to do
And
it.
have you did the full 3 weeks before?
No, what I'm saying, I've never ever done the full Fringe. I think that put me off. And then the second day, I was just like, I'm at Keezy, and I was like, Keezy, this is fucking mad. I've took all these, and he just says, Max, it's a mom, so you can't do it. Just don't turn up, it won't be a big deal. And I was like, right. And he gave me a fucking smoke of a joint. And, I woke up in the Royal Mail, like that, going, I can't even fucking
that'll be a
talk.
tight joint.
I couldn't fucking, I'd never smoked anything like that in my life. I was just, and then I went, and where's my phone? And he went, where's your phone? And I went, I don't know.
Oh, break your
I
heart.
left my phone on Starbucks counter on the Royal Mail, and nobody stole it.
Jesus.
The way they say it's a fucking
Scotland,
it's a
eh?
urban fucking. Nobody even. It was like someone left their phone here. I was like, see that? I was like, your man leaving the watch
kind
on the
of phone
fucking
was it?
level.
How long were
an
you there,
iPhone.
Paddy? How long did you do?
I think I'd done 5 days, and I fucking loved it.
How many gigs do you reckon?
How broke were you after?
I wasn't. I was buzzing. The first day near broke me because I didn't realise what
You
I was
mean
doing.
money,
It
right?
was
Aye,
like,
but everybody said,
oh fuck, you don't get money.
no, it's
Swap 'em,
cost you a
mate.
fortune.
Like I shouldn't be saying. When's this quit?
Monday.
Next week?
I will probably announce it by then. I'm going to Edinburgh this year, but I'm not doing the full run. I'm doing 2 weeks. But I had to book an apartment for the stay.
Aye.
It was $3,000 for fucking 14 days.
That's what I'm saying. I'm getting a free digs. I have a mate lives over there,
Yeah.
and he says he's got a mobile home in his garden. If he's
fucking
not
tell
away, I can stay in the mobile home, but if he's away, I can stay
I
in the
was
house.
going to go in the van one time and just sleep and do gigs out of the back of the van because I thought you'd get loads of press conference and all. No, just
Aye.
and then Casey's cousin or something was working over there in the Parliament buildings, and I was like, here, can I get fucking? I jump onto a shift, get the money, send it home because I'm always thinking about the kids back home.
Aye.
Fucking, you know, I'm going away from her, but she sort of went to me, go and do it if you want to do the full run. I'm like, it's not for full month, still 2 wee ones are.
Aye.
So I'm going over to do 14 days. I'm looking
It's
forward
booked
to
and
it.
all, and good room. And
Well, I got a good offer. So.
is you and William in the same room?
No.
Because he's doing his first.
He's doing his. I wasn't. This company came in and offered me, so that's how it sort of came about. I had 2 offers, and it was like, that one's too good not to take. So,
And you must, well, for boys like us, if we went over there and did a fringe, you'd come back sharper.
of course you will.
You know what I mean? Because you could
But I
do
tell,
volume.
I
What you
tell
do a
everybody
year.
that the more gigs you do, the sharper you get. Like
Just volume.
I went one of them times to Edinburgh. It was a 3-day trip, and the first day I got there, I done a place called the Crowded House. It was 11 o'clock in the morning, and there was 2 busloads of Glaswegians football teams had come up for the day, and I was the only act they liked in that bar. Say there was 7 people on.
Yeah.
And they were all Yanks and fucking, they were all weirdos, right? And I'm up, they're going, ah. And they were like, he's fucking glad. They followed me to every gig,
Shut up!
right? So,
They must have been pissed.
do you know Life of Bran? Do you know Life of Bran?
Yeah.
That's what it was like. They were just all drinking carriage, but they were following me about Edinburgh, and I'm like, fuck off. And they were like, what's wrong? We're bringing everywhere I went.
He's not the Messiah. He's a very naughty boy.
The venues were going, what the fuck? Like, he brought a fucking full-on audience.
They fucking love us.
Nobody else. Like, they were squeezing them in.
Class.
And they were going, this guy brings fucking 60 people to this gig.
But you had to do the same fucking.
But this is the problem. I was going, will you fuck off? Because I want to do the set that I've done before. I keep changing the views. And I want to show you this set. And they're like, what? And I was like,
Brilliant.
fucking don't come to the next gig.
Brilliant.
But they followed me the whole day. I done-
We heard that.
I done 5
People don't
gigs.
realise that stand up. It's a set. Those people think you're just making it up as you go along.
The best. That's.
Oh.
I reckon the best people. It looks like they're just.
It's just coming off the cuff, and it's not. But no, definitely do it. Like it's like I said to everybody, there should be a fucking squad of us just going to every festival.
I know.
Do you know what I mean? Everybody get their visas for fucking Australia, America, but all fucking go. Just go and see if you flood it. Then people go, fuck, they're all from the same place,
Aye.
and they're all fucking.
We could throw a good show too.
Huh? Of
what
course
I
you
Are you
can.
thinking about going over the pond, America, or?
The visa's getting done at the minute. So I was meant to be in New York. I was in that Paddy Irishman thing where your guy takes all the pictures and stuff, and it was getting showed in New York. I meant to walk in the parade and stuff, and it didn't go. And a mate of mine was over, and he was like, if you were here, do you know where I am right now? And I says, no, this was on St. Patrick's morning. He says, the mayor of fucking New York, he was in his house having breakfast, and he was showing him my stuff and all.
Yeah.
And he was like, you would have been here. If you had been here, I'd have brought you. And I was like, fuck me, just sometimes you just need to fucking do it. But
Aye.
no, definitely going to do America, and I'm going to do Australia.
Brilliant. Go and get the questions out because I'm going to be on stage in 15 minutes.
I have a few even.
Right, they'll be.
Patrick Glagan, question for Tommy McRonan, was on about doing a traveller style call out for his fight with Paddy. Have you seen Tommy calling out the Joyces
That
and
was
starting
brilliant.
a war?
That was brilliant.
Yeah, that was a viral hit.
That was what age you then? It was a good way to go.
That was 2013, I think.
So it wasn't racist back then,
No,
was it?
well, do you know what? People did start saying, it's a racist, what the fuck, fucking black fella, making fun of the travellers. But what happened was, we went down to training, so myself, Paddy Barnes, Mick Conlon, Sean McComb, and the Joyces were, so Joe Ward, who is, the second name is Ward, but he's a Joyce, Davy Joyce and Johnny Joyce. Oh, it's Maz and Joyce, right? It's traveller politics.
Aye.
People will understand who know the traveller community. So nobody else showed up for training, and so we were all just sitting there waiting. And I am fucking like infatuated with traveller community, and because you grew up
I worked with
them,
him for
like,
8 years, so it is.
so you know, like it's good crack and all this
Yeah.
stuff,
Banter.
and the way like
Chaos.
the gammon and all. I was trying to talk to
Aye.
them and always watching all the fights and all that stuff. And they went, goes, well, Tommy, make a video there and we'll send it to the boys. Then no, fuck, you'll put it on YouTube. No, we won't. I swear to God, we'll just send it to the boys. So
Innocent
all of us, we all done a thing calling it his Joe Ward's. They're all cousins, like, but Joe Ward's uncles. And
Oh, so
David's
this was
cousins.
when everybody was getting sent.
Yeah. Oh, but it's January cousins. So like, Paddy Santa's ball wasn't Sal ball. Then actually, January cousins.
What
January
time's
cousins. It. So we're fucking. But they filmed it anyway, and went, "It's me right now. Do not put that on YouTube." Oh no, don't be worried. No, we won't. Just send it to the lads. Literally 10 minutes later,
On YouTube.
fucking YouTube,
On the
Facebook,
YouTubes.
everyone, and then they done a video back, and then their video back was in jest as well. But then everyone panicked. Oh, Jesus. Because everyone, you'll be making no more videos. We'll see you down the stadium and we're going to break you. And then fucking, all the coaches, oh, lads, what's going on? They had a big meeting and everyone was panicking, thinking the joists were coming down the record place. But we just went along with it too.
One, he said the trousers up there, no? Was it Paddy?
Paddy had...
That's just Paddy in general.
Normal medium shorts.
See, like, the head coach, Zor, he's from Georgia, Zor and Tail. He just come down for training. There's my grandfather. We'll pull them in. How are you, grandfather? He's the king of all of them. He's the number one. So it was in the paper and everything. People were there was outrage.
Connor Keys was a class but about it. It was just like, can you ring the internet for me?
Don't say that. Don't need to say that. This DVD's going out to you. They call the YouTube videos DVDs. I seen the DVDs.
I seen you on the videotape.
The DVDs that you reckon.
So I was going to go up because I know Pilot Traveller. I've Traveller friends now because I worked with them for 8 years doing youth work. So they were up for me going up and doing a call out video too, so I could step out of the caravan and do the whole thing. But
should do a collab. That'd be funny.
I tried to fucking get them to do stand up comedy.
Oh, there's a boy I know would be brilliant at it, but it's just getting up.
But the Lemons, it's a bit of fucking against them as well to do that, you know. Sort
You're
of
making a shame of me.
Yeah.
What he was sort of
Innocent
saying was,
boy.
like somebody fucking.
You're hitting you that side.
In another family making annoyed at it and burn their caravans, you know what I mean? He was like, it made annoy people and them doing it.
Can trigger. Go ahead.
Do you know what? We're nearly coming up, so we'll maybe finish on this one. This is for the three of you. Matthew Tracy, has there ever been a time when you thought a joke might have went too far?
Does it have to be what I say or fucking what other people say or?
I don't know. Have you ever told a joke you thought, fuck?
Well, I have the one about it's nearly borderline racist with a woman's underwear. So it's like, how do you say it without fucking sounding racist? So I've tried it a couple of times and there's work to be done with it.
Who's it racist again?
Because do you know why women's underwear? There's a story in As in America, and we got the young people. They all get round to the camera, settle them down. We were in my uncle's house, and when we got them settled, we were trying to get funny words. We were saying shout underpants or bras or knickers, and we got them all to shout knickers. And then we've seen the black family across the road looking at us going, what the fuck's going on over there? The whole fucking crowd of Irish boys going, knickers! And I was looking going, what's wrong with them? And then it was just fucking dawned on me. They didn't hear women's underwear. You know what I mean?
We were in Florida and I was clearing out the room the last day and we'd been to the outlets. So there was loads of fucking rubbish, you know, all the labels and all. So I said, you have to pull all the labels out, see if you come back with all the labels and all. They open that case. So I done my fake smuggling. Here's me, they made fucking take it all off us. So take it all out, make it look like it's more and all, wrinkle it all up. And we had loads of fucking paper and bags. And here's me, fuck, I need to throw that out. So there was a wee man walking about, no clearing the place. And I says, excuse me, you looking after? And he went, what? And I says, are you like the janitor here? And he went, yeah. And I went, have you got any black bags? And he just looked at me, like fucking stared at me. And I went, did you not fucking hear me? And I went in and I said, don't hear me. That cheeky cunt. I went out and I says, can you give me a black bag? And about 10 minutes later he came up and he rapped the door and he says, did you mean a trash bag? And I went, aye. And he went, he just handed me a room and walked away. And I went, what the fuck? But I never even thought in my head, like,
Jesus Christ.
do you know what I mean?
I've seen the new podcast, the two Johnnies. They were talking about it. They're on with an English guy, and they're on about, do you ever listen to Wolf Tones? He goes, are they not racist? I heard them singing songs about the black and tans or something. Come out, you black and tans, come out and fight me like a man. Like,
I didn't like it because
this is the most racist thing
Tommy,
I've ever heard.
Tommy done my show on St. Paddy's Day, and this girl sent me a message. She's like, Paddy, I love your stuff. I love going to your shows, but see, your man Tommy McCarthy's a fucking racist. And I was like, what do you mean? And she went, like, what he said the N-word. And I was like, I says, I can't explain this to you. You're going to have to go to somebody else. Says, Tommy's my mate. She went, he might be your mate, but listen, you want to stay away. Well clear of him.
Bad news.
I'm going, what the fuck? Like, it's going to have to be a bet. But I was telling him the way up, and I was going there, I just can't explain it. Go and speak to somebody else and come back. Brilliant. And she never did, like, but I couldn't believe it. You want to stay away from that Tommy McCarthy one? He's a racist.
Brilliant. Boys, thanks for coming on.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
Loved every second of it. You know what I mean? And we'll go now and do a bit of stand-up comedy. Let's fucking do this.
Is there anywhere to do a shite?
Aye. Are you looking to do a shite?
Oh,
They'd be shouting in a bucket.
Shite in the bucket. Innocent boy.
Thanks, boys.
Good stuff.